Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Mina. In this video I'm going to show you how to do the long tail cast on method, which is my favorite cast on method because it's super quick and really easy to do once you get the hang of it. The one downside with the long tail cast on method is you have to estimate how much yarn you're going to need, and if you underestimate you have to start again. And if you overestimate, you end up wasting yarn. But apart from that, it's a really good, quick cast on method. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got my needle and my yarn. And for this tutorial, I'm going to be casting on 20 stitches, which will give me a cast on edge of about 10 centimeters. Now, the reason I tell you is because when you calculate how much yarn you need for this method, what I generally do is however wide my cast on edge is going to be, I use 3 times as much and then a little bit extra just in case. So I've got about 10 centimeters here. So I get about 3 times that much, and then a little bit extra, just in case. So I'm gonna make a slip knot here. Okay. And I'm going to insert my needle into the slip knot, and when I do that, I want my tail end to be facing towards my body, and the end that is attached to the yarn going away from my body. Okay. And I'm just going to tighten that a bit, not too much, about what a regular stitch would look like. So not too tight. Okay. So from here, what I do is I'm going to get my thumb and my index finger, and I'm going to put them between the 2 strands. And then using my other 3 fingers in this hand, I'm going to grab both those strands below like this. Okay. And then, then I open up my thumb and index finger, so I end up with this diamond shape like that. Okay. Alright, so from here, just to avoid any confusion, I'm going to call this bit of yarn between my thumb and my fingers here the front strand, and I'm going to call the bit of yarn between the needle and my index finger the back strand. Alright. So from here, what we do is we get the needle and we go underneath the front strand and pick up the yarn. Okay, and this creates a little hole here, as you can see. Okay, then after that, we go to the back strand and we put the needle over the top. And then we pull it through that hole. Okay, so that was a bit confusing, so I'll do it a few more times. So with the needle, we go underneath the front strand and pick it up. Then over the top of the back strand and pull it through that hole. Okay. Underneath the front strand, over the top of the back strand, and through that hole. Underneath the front strand, over the top of the back strand, and through that hole. Underneath over the top and through. And then I usually use this thumb here to tighten the stitch. And you don't want it too tight, you'll get a feel for it after you do it a while. I just sort of give it a little wiggle, and then it's sort of, then I get like a nice even tension across all the stitches, just sort of like a little wiggle like that. Okay. So how many stitches do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so I'm just gonna go up to 20 stitches and we'll see how well I calculated the length of my tail. So just while I'm doing this, I also wanted to explain why this is such a good cast on. So this cast on is quite stretchy and it's quite flexible, but it lies flat and it looks really, really nice. So basically it's just a really good all-purpose cast on that if you're in doubt and you don't know which cast on method to use, this is actually a very good one to use. It's just works really well in almost every situation. Also, as I said in my introduction, it's very, very quick, and once you get the hang of it, it's super easy as well. So yeah, that's why I love it. It's my favorite cast on, if you couldn't tell. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So I have about this much tail left. Wow, my phone does not want to focus today. It's a little bit long, but yeah, it's alright. Like, I'm okay with that. But now that we're finished, you probably understand what I mean by if you miscalculate, you can be in a bit of trouble because, for example, if halfway through you only have this much left, then you can't finish and you have to start again. Or if you finish your cast on and you have like 50 centimeters or something, then you have to cut some off and that's a waste of yarn. So that is the only downside of this method. And yet it is particularly annoying if you have to cast on many stitches, you know, like 200 or something, and then 3/4 of the way through you realize that you don't have enough yarn and you have to start all over again. That does happen quite often, but you know, the speed of the cast on makes up for it. Even if you do have to start it again, you can do it really, really quickly. So for that reason, it is still my number one. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this video was useful for you, and I will see you next time.